Be careful when you go banana gogo because there's a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
But you might personally have side
People
effects.
actually talk about that on Twitter the other day, about how those herbs really work.
Abortion, actually, recently I was reading, it has now become legal. We're not gonna go deep into it was off camera.
Only with her.
I'm not going into it the way it was off camera. The internet is forever, ladies and gentlemen. Did you guys both grow up in Harare?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Give us a law that you feel like would be passed in Harare if it was left to the citizens to just decide. Actually, no, not citizens. If it was left to the people aged between 20 and 35.
I think probably public transport, people aged.
What do
you mean?
No, as in like the law would probably have something to do with the public transport situation.
You think that age range would just focus on that?
Yeah, because you're like, want to have a car but can't afford one. And specifically in that age range, you can't afford one because you're in
Why
Zim.
not just pass a law that everybody gets a car at 20?
See,
Where would the
when
cars come
people
from?
think like this,
government.
Natasha,
They give each other GD6. They can't give us VITs.
Natasha, truly, muna jason moyo at
being
6 p.m.
ambitious,
if
yeah.
everyone has a car.
Guys, it's hypothetical. Be as creative as you want.
Have you driven muna jason moyo after? Exactly. We need fewer cars on the roads. We need buses.
Because the truth is, as much as we be like, oh, there's no cars, people don't have money. People have money.
We don't
that
even have
traffic
wide
is crazy.
We don't have wide enough roads. We don't have enough roads.
Okay, so your law would basically be focused around public transport. Like, let's have like a proper public transport system.
I think the age group you described, yeah, because people are just trying to get places. You know, like economic booming
fair.
right now is like in drive because people need to just get
To
places.
yeah.
And it's inefficient. The combi system, the shuttle system, maybe
Maybe
into somewhere that's next door. That would take like 10 minutes drive, but you still have to come all the way first to town, then Wosubuda. So I don't know, maybe.
make the working week 3 days long.
Yes.
And then Fridays on Thursday.
Yes.
And then we party until Sunday. And our employers can't look for us at that time.
And
Guys, I just found my new best friend.
That's what I'm gonna 10.
Spend
Spend 3.
Exactly.
Do you even want to work?
That's how people already work. It's just that it's not in black and white. But
Like I'm not a marathon productive person. Like you could, because and a lot of people do. You get done in 2 hours what you actually needed to do for the entire
they
morning.
just want to keep you there just to watch.
Not
They like
just
seeing
scrolling
you.
Instagram. Yeah.
I want to see you suffer.
As they want to see you suffer. No, they paid for your time. You said you can do this. You said you're giving it to them. You
But I
gave
did
it
it.
to them.
But I did it in
You
2
know, I spend the
hours.
rest of the day using work
Your
Wi-Fi
contract
on
says 8
Facebook
to
and
5.
Netflix.
You see now.
And I just sit there and I use company resources to do fuck all. I mean, nothing.
So you wanna do it at home.
No, I'm not going to use my own Wi-Fi. That's definitely not happening.
So you still want to
Data's
be at work
expensive.
after 3?
No, I mean, I'll do that before 3.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just make
so
sure.
you still, even after a shorter day, you're still gonna do it before.
Yes.
So
but
download that.
it's not just going into
Extra.
extra time. So you're bleeding like an extra time.
Oh my
when it
goodness.
could just
I'm
end
so
at a certain
concerned
time.
if you guys became politicians.
I think I'll do a decent job.
I think you would.
You'd watch Netflix from lunch until 3.
No, I'd make sure that things actually get done.
Exactly.
So you're saying they're not making things get done?
Let's be honest.
They want to be politicians. It's okay, guys. Next time,
No,
I
do
don't
not.
drink.
I
I
do
don't
not.
drink.
I don't.
Ow.
It's hypothetical. Are we still hypothetically or what?
I mean,
Hypothetically.
maybe I'm opening a party
I know,
and
I
I'm
don't
trying
want
to.
that
I'm
job.
looking for.
I just want to
I'm
live my
looking
life. It's
for-
stressful. I don't have
It
time
is.
for
That is
stress.
true. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I can't.
I think let's just like huddle up in a circle and give people some hygiene tips that they didn't know about.
Bath once a day at least. Because
To be honest, I thought that'd be obvious, but trust me, it's not.
Well, after the conversation we had, it turns out people have bath days, which is very shocking. So
Personally, I think that the problem is we end at kugeza.
you what?
We
Fair.
end at kugeza.
Fair.
Because there's no point in bathing if you're not going to put on roll on and then you're putting on an unwashed shirt. Hapana zvawaita. You stink. You are being problematic in the mshika shika. Right?
You're right.
Because also for some reason, Zimbabweans and opening windows, oil and water.
We
unokwira bus kusvika kugokwe.
we don't converge. We do this.
We do this.
Yeah.
So I think that's the issue.
And for that reason, I always pick the window seat.
Oh, unovhura and then some mama behind you be like, "Wah." I'm like,
So bothersome.
But yeah, on that note, also know the difference between like deodorant and antiperspirant. Because people put on deodorant and then still sweat buckets and then wonder why they stink.
putting Axe in your armpits. You may as well just rub a lemon leaf, guys. We need.
Where does Axe go? What's Axe? What is
Axe?
Axe?
The guy, the male
what?
brand.
So it's
like
just
AXE.
Dio.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
they
just
have like a
it's
range,
Dio.
but yeah, it's Dio.
Oh,
Wait, don't they have
I
an
didn't know that.
antiperspirant yet?
They might, but like
Yeah.
that's what we're saying.
But they
do,
do.
like,
It was mainly Dio. Though.
or like
Yeah.
when people used to like, you remember like hoity-toity was a thing, and I'm like, it's just perfume, guys.
Yeah, it was just
All
perfume.
you're doing is smelling
And it
like
didn't
Harper
last.
and hoity-toity.
Actual like progressive things. I mean, something that I heard was just like glycolic acid is actually very helpful in terms of like scent.
Okay.
Yeah, like might not necessarily give you a good one, but like it's
You just
no, as in it itself is literally unscented. It doesn't have like it doesn't have a smell. But like it's good for like, to tone down whatever like bad smells that you might have. Like literally just like cotton pad in your, in your armpits and stuff.
What got you talking about hygiene in the first place?
I've had a conversation before where like you're talking to someone who's actually older.
Yeah.
And there's things that they don't
know. Okay.
There's things that they don't know. And now it's like, I thought about it and I was like, platforms like this is when other people can actually find out. You don't know what you don't know.
True. Very
You
true.
literally don't know what you don't
And
know.
we know a lot of misinformation about women's reproductive health and hygiene.
You see
Like
now.
people putting like yogurt treatments and all sorts of eating pineapple and scented products that then like give you extra problems. So yeah.
So the pineapple doesn't work.
See, I'll give you someone's number to ask.
What do you mean?
What?
Oh.
I'm concerned. Okay, talking about like women's reproductive health. I mean, how many women know that they're supposed to actually visit the gynecologist?
Okay, but how many of us can afford to go? You just hope for the best.
You see, but
But
like
you should go once a year.
you should at
for
least
a
go
pap smear.
once a year.
Yeah. What I do like is that we now have an HPV vaccine, but please correct me if I'm wrong and like give me the correct information. But it is free in most places, but I think here in Zim we don't have enough. So it's only free if you're like under 16 or something. But if you are able to get it, please go get it. Because we have a very high rate of cervical cancer.
It's actually
A
so
very
crazy.
high rate. Yeah. And someone will tell you, but that person doesn't have a cervix. So don't listen to them.
Okay, but what if that person?
Has a cervix.
Yeah.
Well, then they're stupid. Don't listen to them. No, it's everyday rules.
Yeah, but like, what if you're the stupid one and we shouldn't listen to you?
Then chimbobuda society. Kana wazuzwa donya sweta ne upingu wako. Come
How
back.
are we supposed
because
to know
misinformation
who's-
is dangerous.
That is so true.
You see
Yeah.
now.
That is so
Madofu
true.
ngambobudi.
Is
You know,
it-
sometimes
is it-
it's like if it's factual information, which is what she's basing it off. There's a lot of research and statistics when it comes to like the rate at which women get cervical cancer in Zim, and we hear about it on the rate. They talk about it a lot actually because it's quite prevalent, I guess, and it's something that they're working towards. Like they want to tackle it and whatever. So there is like research and there's statistics backing up this specific thing, but I guess when it's subjective.
Because like the
Stupid,
other
who's
thing that I'm
not?
talking about is like, some people are like in the rural areas and they grow up with whatever beliefs and they're taught whatever beliefs and whatnot. And now it's
To
like,
them,
that's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was just saying that, I feel like this platform is the one for that, to be like, then Munya can tell you guys that you're idiots.
No, my point was just Kuti, if I was in the rurals and
Yeah.
I got data,
I'm not watching a podcast.
that was just my point. Like I'd have more pressing matters.
And I mean, looking at, since we're in that, abortion, actually, recently I was reading, it has now become legal. Well, the High Court actually just kind of like, was like, you know what? It's now okay for rape victims and all of that to actually abort. Like, I'm concerned that it's only happening, this is only allowed in 2024.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you guys pro-choice?
where exactly?
I'm realizing I just went, no?
Here.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is like recent.
yeah,
like
like
the High Court, the Zimbabwean High Court.
How recent?
Recently,
like
did that.
yesterday or today was like
Yeah.
very, very recent. So they're like
Yeah.
victims of survivors of marital rape and like child rape against a minor, I think you are now legally allowed to, and then the rest of us just will obviously not stop doing it. We'll just do it backdoor unsafely. Because as we all know, banning abortions doesn't ban abortions. Are you pro-choice? Yeah, banning abortions doesn't ban abortions. It just bans safe abortions.
And I think that's like my issue with like saying no, because the thing is people are still doing it anyway. And now they're doing it in an unsafe way. And that affects them for life. Because like if you go to these backdoor doctors, guys,
you could die. There's so many risks that will be present at that point in time. And just imagine like the emotional toll that it will take on you. I mean, it's also going to be hard to like obviously go through an abortion, but even just the manner in which it's like carried out, that can affect you for like years to come.
I think that will stress you out.
And the stigma.
It's traumatic.
Is the stigma, because people will be like, you should have had the baby. And it's like, okay, but you're a baby daddy to like 5 different kids and you've never seen them. Why do you think I would sign up for a situation like that?
Yeah.
I obviously don't want to be doing this by myself. And also on that like framing of pro-choice, pro-life, I'm like, it's all choice. Because when you say pro-life, whose life are you actually talking about?
And just a little clarification. Pro-choice is basically saying women are allowed to do what they want with their bodies. Whether they're keeping the baby or not, it's up to them. And then pro-life is no matter what, as long as it has a beating heart, it's murder.
At what point is it?
I mean,
according
that's now they say 3 months.
3 months.
But I know some clinics for the surgery, like abortion process, it's like up until like 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they say technically under 3 months, it's still just a fetus.
Yeah, but then also people are like, life begins at conception. So it just depends. I think it depends. Same thing with like when you are pregnant at a function and you want 2 pieces of meat, you'll be like, I'm eating for 2. But then if you don't want it, you're like, oh well, guys, it's just a fetus. So I think it's contextual. I think it's personally contextual because there's a lot of different ways to define a human being that are contradictory. Like I'm trying to think of some examples, but I kind of forgotten. But like you don't get counted as 2 people, you don't get taxed, or you can't write that person off as a dependent, or if you commit a murder, you don't both go to jail when it's born, but then so people will treat it very much like just a fetus, but then on the other hand, they'll be like, no, it's a person, it has to, because I'm like, okay, if we give birth to it though, it's not anything. It's not anything.
It's not going to be able to live on its own.
No amount of science can finish making the legs and the chi. So I think it's very contextual. And I think the problem, actually like focusing on, is it a fetus, is it not, is a distraction from the issue of, especially when it's a safety issue. Like if I have this baby, I will actually die. Or if I carry this baby to term, it's going to die at 5 months anyway, and it's just going to be rotting inside me. I should be able to take it out. And then, like I was saying last episode about, people will come up with like a really ridiculous situation. Like now we're arguing about like the semantics of like, is it a baby, is it not? It's like, guys, that's not the issue. People are dying. People are dying. Just let people make the decisions they need to be able to make. Because once you ban one thing, you've banned all these other things you just didn't think of underneath that. And you'll be so happy about, hey, we want to fix single mothers at Chadamvana, don't abort your babies. And then your wife then has a pregnancy she can't carry to term until she's going to die. Now suddenly you're looking for Mbuya behind the corner, but you were very happy when it was just judgment.
Our Gogos told us the Mbuyas are helpful. They'll help us.
They'll sort you out.
They will solve the problem.
But they can cause problems. I recently found out this other girl, she actually also just found out her Mbuya does like mshongawe jeko. But
what's
then,
that?
Herbs and stuff for period pain.
Oh, okay.
That helps with period pain. But also,
what's that?
What does that mean?
Makes you extra fertile. So, like, oopsies. So be careful. Be careful when you go Google, because there's a lot of knowledge. But you might personally have side effects.
People actually talking about that on Twitter the other day, about how those herbs really work. I don't know if you saw that chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, and they were like, these things really work, but I didn't know that.
Panema side effects.
Just go run a poll.
The side effect is not giving. We just want 2 children. Now we are having.
There's a side effect.
That's how people do it.
No, y'all with more than 2 kids, y'all are strong. Y'all are our heroes. Yeah. Like,
give it up.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. But I don't know, guys. I think the pro-choice concept is is better, but like the fact that it's a Christian country, because this country is very reserved.
No, we're not.
We're very
fake,
reserved.
We are fake Christians. And Christianity came on a boat. And then we always talk about Christianity being like the foundation for everything we do as Africans. But like a couple of like centuries ago, it wasn't there. So what do you mean?
Fair.
And then we pretend to be like conservative about a lot of things, right? But then you have so much pedophilia going on in the churches, outside of churches, rape. We have so many rape apologists, you know. I mean, it's crazy. And you see it like, it's just like, it's there in front of, especially on social media. You see it a lot. You know, like I was reading up on the story of this one person who's wanted by the police for rape, right?
The Australian nigga.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name no names, but... And it turns out that he spiked her. Yeah, we know you. We know you.
Don't do that.
He spiked her drink and whatever. And there was like, I think they even did like a test and everything to confirm that, you know, there were drugs in her or whatever in her system. She was roofied. And people were still there saying like, but she's older than him. And because she's 36, he's like 26. Well, he's mid-20s, she's mid-30s.
Yeah, he's
right.
Yeah,
and they're like, it's not possible because she's older than him.
But like age doesn't have to do
lying.
it. And they keep changing the goalposts. That's what I'm saying. People like argue on like stupid, because at first it was she's lying. Then it was but akaendere kumba kwake for sleepover.
That's not how it
Then
goes.
it was okay, she went there and they both understood, and then he drugged her. Then it's like, but then chembere foot. I'm like, 36 chembere. And then even if it then turns out that actually they were both 26, I bet you people are just gonna find something else to discredit the story.
I mean, that's when they're gonna be like, oh, but the way she dressed, oh, but she talked to him
what
like
about
this.
babies like or like infants and toddlers that get sexually assaulted? Or
did they also talk? Did they also flirt with them? Like, what did they do?
Yeah, Christians don't move like that.
I guess the average African Christian, I would say, because that's the thing is like there are good pockets of people. Yeah, it's like you know, you don't want to make blanket state like people like Muslims are terrorists. Like it's just a select few who ruin it. You're ruining it,
and those are the loud ones,
ruining it for everybody.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah. And it's very weird because like you're saying, it's fake.
So correction,
these are
most.
Some. Because I'm like,
a select
the people.
Not all of us, because there are good Christians out there.
Yeah. We like y'all. Y'all good. Y'all aight. But like y'all should be pro-choice. $1 million is on the line. Fear factor.
I am not eating cockroaches and that stuff, so no. Because it comes in there at some point. It always does. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
For me, it's not. I think I could eat it. It's the crawling on me that's the problem.
Yeah. Being in a box near my cockroaches.
I think if you'd asked younger me, I would have been like, whatever. But once I then found out that those people actually do get violently sick, we've got doctors that's not true. People get sick, people get stung all the time, and there's nothing that they do about it. And then also just the fact that with game shows, you get taxed so much money, and then after your
or something,
and you've paid to like go there yourself or something, and then now you find out you're allergic to African stinger.
Yeah,
Europeanized
what? So that's basically a pass then.
So you basically went to make $10 and like a lifelong knee problem or something.
You're not doing it?
So no.
Okay.
But if you'd asked me when I was like little, when I like first got access to the job, I'd be like,
okay, then on to the next one. Arranged marriage. I'd grab.
Why?
Girl, you taken. You don't know how hard it is in these streets.
I wasn't even looking for marriage when it just happens. But I think even at that point in time, I was very content with whatever happening when it happened. If it was gonna happen when I was 38, it's fine. 40, it's fine. But I was okay.
So and you would have passed basically.
I would have passed like,
Munya,
we can live without these guys. You'll be fine.
Yeah, pressure.
I don't take those words from someone who has a person.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think if that's something that you really want and you've been struggling to do it organically, then like go ahead if that's for you. Yeah. But I don't think like force somebody into you.
Yeah, I think it should just be an option. I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy to think.
But when I watch Love Is Blind, I can tell that people are tired. That they're like, you know what? I'm tired. Put me in front of the person now.
Okay. So you can give us one. Before we
Nick Cannon. He's rich, is he?
He's Nick Cannon.
Do you know that he just recently got diagnosed with a multiple personality disorder?
Oh, that he's like
it was
a narcissist.
No, it was narcissism.
Oh,
clinical
surprise.
This is the nigga who was at Mariah Carey. Like, he was too much success. I don't like it because I'm the man.
Into his,
and this is
life.
why he
to
got
be fair,
sued.
at the time he wasn't. All the bad qualities weren't.
She's Mariah Carey,
But-
like the owner of
But the thing is, they
Christmas,
clearly
bruh.
were, because that's why she left. And that's why she
Yeah.
sued him for wasting her damn time.
I love that.
I love
absolutely
it.
love that.
Okay, today's lesson is sue men for wasting your time.
I'm not co-signing this. I think we should.
Oh, now you're not.
No, we should
With
co-sign
all the
everyone.
things that you
As
say,
you
this
need
is the
gender
one thing that you're against.
actually gender discrimination.
Oh,
because
people
some of
for
you,
wasting your
because
time.
some of you, Anna Natasha, you're sliding under the radar simply because you're not men. So sue all people who waste your time. Attach their properties. Jesse.
I don't think
That's
anybody
like
would think
half
I
of the
wasted their time.
country.
They just spend great time with me and like it's good memories.
That's very magnanimous.
It's a
of
good
you.
defense, though.
Yeah,
that would stand
I'm
in
ready
court.
to sue.
That would.
I'm ready to sue.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and
that's
thank
it.
you to Mikey.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please come back?
Wait, when?
Well, okay, I think we'll ask the producer when you can come back.
Come back another time. Yeah.
And to our savage co-host.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm not being nice to you today.
Oh no,
Yeah,
what
she's a
will I do
savage
without
and
your
a half.
niceness? I'm going to die.
Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
So that's a wrap from us from Sisterhood. I hope you enjoy getting all the tips and tricks from our amazing guests. Be sure to catch us next time on our next episode. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Bye.